welcome to the fourth and final video of the series where I wrote and recorded a rock-style chorus completely from scratch in about a day and a half. So if you're just joining me, here's a little bit of the backstory. Back in May, my mom had a birthday, and for a really long time, I'd been meaning to write her a song. But because it is my mom, and there's so much history between us, and obviously so many emotions attached that are very just intense, right? It's kind of like I didn't even know where to begin. So I decided to model the song after ones that I've done in my side business where I write custom songs based on the customer's personal story. So these are typically in the rock, pop, and singer-songwriter genres, and they make for gifts for all sorts of occasions like weddings, birthdays, graduations, anniversaries, etc. If you want to learn more about that, actually, you can check out the link in my description to see the whole service to get a better idea. But anyway, making this choice was a huge help for me because one, I know the workflow really well and I'm able to just bust something out relatively quickly, and the process took about a day and a half to write this song. And then number two, the act of simply making a choice got the ball rolling, right? I tell my students all the time, whenever you're faced with any kind of writer's block or some kind of obstacle that's getting in the way of you getting started, right? The most powerful thing that you can do is just to start. And that's what I had to do. I had to take my own advice. And speaking of getting started, if you are having trouble with getting started or even finishing your own music, I want to point you towards my free songwriting checklist. You can find that at the link in the description below. And it was designed to help you basically just stay in the moment with the creative process. So it's not overly complicated. It's just a list of simple steps that you can take to go from having, full-on writer's block to fleshing out some pretty cool ideas in a lot less time than you might think. So if you want to get some quick wins and just get some good momentum going creatively, you can find that at the link in the description below. Anyway, in this video, I'm finally at the home stretch with the song and I am working on the vocals for the chorus. So I thought it'd be cool to share some of my methods for getting good takes quickly in a very stress-free manner, using a very simple setup and just a few things that I like to implement to just ensure better takes. So if you're a raging perfectionist in the studio, especially when it comes to recording your own voice like I am, hopefully this will give you some useful tips to implement at home. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome back. So a little bit later in the day, I finally dressed myself, and considering it's Sunday, I see that as a win. And I'm about to get going with recording vocals. So as you might notice, there's a couple of new things going on here. I want to talk about this for a second, just in case anybody was curious. So this is just a vocal guide track. Whenever I'm writing any kind of custom songs or doing session work for other clients, and it's something that requires me to deliver something really quick and I don't have time to rehearse the melody, I love doing this. I just love writing out a simple piano melody just to help me with. Basically, it serves two purposes. One, it reminds me of the melody that I wrote, and two, it helps me with relative pitch, right? While I'm tracking inside the Isovox. There's plenty of challenges recording in that thing because it's a little boxy and it can get a little difficult to hear yourself, even with, semi-open headphones. So to assist me with that, I have this whole setup right here. So I've got my compression and EQ dialed in the way I like it, so I can not worry about my dynamics while I'm singing into the microphone. And then I have my comfort effects, so like my reverbs and my delays and all that sort of stuff that just helps me to feel like I'm not in a completely dead environment as far as reverberation goes. Really important for me. I just need to hear reverb. It needs to sound airy, and I need to feel like I'm not working too hard for it, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm about to get into it, but I thought I would show one more handy little tip that I've figured out. I mean, it helps me. Hopefully it'll be helpful for you as well. But again, it pertains to not being able to find enough time to rehearse things properly. So what I like to do is, if this is the part that I'm going to be recording, I like to get a running start with kind of like a practice take while I'm tracking. So what that means is I'll take this section right here. What is it? Yeah, so I'll take this whole thing. I'll just hold Option, click, and drag till we have this. So basically just made a complete copy. And what I want to do is get a feel for this part so that I'm ready to track the real version of this part over here. So I'm actually going to mute this part, and I'll see if I can get away with tracking this whole section right here. So this is my warm-up part, right? Warm-up take, and this will be the real deal, Holyfield. So let's get to it. I will see you in the session. Okay, so here in the Isovox, and I'm gonna take the first part of the chorus, she's gonna build an empire of butter, she's gonna blow them all away. So my practice take is just gonna be the first half of that, so she's gonna build an empire of butter. This might get loud, so, well, strap in. So we got, she's gonna build an empire of butter, working out the kinks. She's gonna build an empire of butter, she's gonna blow them all away. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. She's gonna build. So she's gonna build. She's gonna build an empire of butter, she's gonna blow them all away. Having a little trouble hearing myself. She's gonna build. So she's gonna build. She's gonna build an empire of butter, she's gonna blow them all away. She's gonna build an empire of butter. So she's gonna build an empire of butter, she's gonna blow them all away. Okay, so that was plenty, right? And I was having trouble hearing myself at times. I feel like I couldn't hear the guide track that well, so I have to go adjust levels, and this is basically what it looks like. I like to loop it at this point just because I like to get a good momentum going, and that often helps me with tracking doubles that are pretty much, the exact same. I find that if I try to match what I've already recorded before, it doesn't really work as well, but if I get into a mindset and only worry about one performance at a time, eventually they all line up, and it's interesting how it works that way. But at any rate, I'm gonna keep going with this. My deadline is tomorrow because our birthdays, right? Then, so I have to finish writing the pre-choruses, the verse, and then do everything that you've seen today, and then edit everything down, mix it down, and then send it to her. So I gotta go. All right, there you have it. So obviously there is a lot to this that I haven't shown regarding the writing and the recording of the song, but for those interested in seeing how things turned out with the chorus specifically, here it is. She's gonna build an empire of butter, she's gonna blow them all away. Don't try and stop her now, cause she probably say, kiss my ass, call it a love story, and join the middle finger brigade. She's gonna build an empire of butter, she's gonna blow them all away. Don't you try and stop her now, cause she'll probably say, kiss my ass, call it a love story, and join the middle finger brigade. And join the middle finger brigade. thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful for you. And if you are at all curious as to how I even wrote the music that you've been watching me record and produce for this song, basically I have a set of steps that I like to follow, especially with these types of custom-made songs that are meant to meet a deadline, right? That require me to just make quick decisions. So if you're interested, I've actually put my method into a PDF that you can grab for free. It's in the link in the description, and it'll help you out a lot, I think. So feel free to grab that and consider it my way of saying thank you for watching the video and putting up with me for this long. So until the next one, I will see you.